Hello and welcome to another video by Day Night Gaming. In this video I'll be showcasing an easy way to obtain Combat Materia in the MMORPG known as Final Fantasy XIV. Please keep in mind that this video was made during patch 5.2 of the Shadowbringers expansion for Final Fantasy XIV, and if you're watching this video in a later patch, the contents of this guide might be outdated. Also keep in mind that this is not the only way to obtain Combat Materia, but it is an easy way. So the method in question that we're going to be discussing today is commonly known as Hunt Trains. So as you can see here, we're going to open up the Party Finder, and then we're going to select the option called The Hunt. And we're going to be joining an organized group that specializes in doing S-rank hunts in a scripted order. Now, since the contents of this video will evolve around doing S-rank hunts, please keep in mind that this method requires that you have beaten the Shadowbringers main storyline, so that you can in turn purchase your materia with the items that we're going to be farming. If you have not beaten Shadowbringers yet, I recommend that you close this video and return to it at a later date. Alright, so now that we've joined a Hunt Train party via the Party Finder, we are now going to follow the mass group of people toward the first S-rank monster. Now it's important to note that even though I'm in an 8-member party, the Hunt Train will probably consist of 30 or 40 plus members, as you will see very soon. It is because of this that it's very important that all players in the Hunt Train turn off their minions in order to limit the amount of NPCs on the screen. If there becomes too many character models as well as too many NPCs on the screen, it may be difficult for the servers to load the specific monster that you want to fight onto your screen. So here we are at the first S-rank monster that we're going to be fighting, and as you can see there are quite a lot of players here in the battlefield. And while normally these hunt monsters could be difficult to fight, engaging them with this many players will make it easy to quickly dispatch the monster. In fact, it's so easy that it was actually dead before my party arrived to fight it. So here we go, off to the next mark. So as you can see, the reason why they call it Hunt Trains is because you're going to have a large group of players all moving along in tandem like a train, going around eliminating each of these S-rank monsters. Alright, so now we've reached our next destination, and it looks like this time we were able to reach the monster in time. So now we can go ahead and contribute. So you will notice on our screen that the current S-rank monster we're fighting is Knuckle V. Watch how quickly the HP of this S-rank monster depletes. It's because of this that you want to make sure that you have all the Aether Currents unlocked for every Shadowbringer zone, because you want to be able to fly so that you have the max movement speed on your mount, as well as the ability to transverse over terrain very easily. Because the Hunt Train has no brakes, it's going to keep chewing along, and they're not going to wait for any members to catch up. Also take note that it's very important that you quickly dismount off your mount when you arrive at the S-rank monster, and to make sure that you're dismounted. Well, I know that sounds kind of silly, but in the heat of the moment, when you're frantically trying to keep up with the Hunt Train, you might not notice that you haven't dismounted. And if that is the case, if you are still mounted, please keep in mind that you will be hard pressed to get any credit for this fight, because while mounted you will be unable to activate combat abilities. Alright, now with Knuckle V out of the way, it's time to head to our next location. So it's time to mount up as quickly as possible. Now please keep in mind that if you have any members that are currently KO'd, if your character has the ability to raise that character, please do so, because it can be very time consuming for that player if they have to return to home point. So please take note that we teleported to a different zone, and that's going to happen quite frequently during this Hunt Train, which is why it's very important that if you're going to be doing this, that you do have all the Aether Currents for every zone in Shadowbringers, because you're going to need the ability to fly in every zone. So here we go, up and away to the next target. And as you can see, they waste no time pulling the monster. Like I said before, they will not wait for anyone. So we gotta hurry up and crest this mountain, and then quickly dismount so that we can rapidly jump into the fray. Now please keep in mind that even though you have the safety of being in a group with a large amount of players, you still want to do your best to not get hit by any attacks, because these monsters can hit extremely hard. So try to just play safe, because dealing damage to the enemy is not the hard part. It's just trying to stay alive as best as possible so you don't have to waste time rezzing or returning to home point and teleporting back. So as you can see, the monster's HP is dipping quite fast. Luckily, being in a group definitely helps you obtain your credit. So just make sure to at least tag the monster, or if you're a healer, try your best to heal players that are currently attacking the monster. And if possible, place a dot on the enemy and place a heal over time over the main tank. Alright, so the monster's almost dead, and after he dies, the items that were as a reward is an item called Cracked Stella Cluster, which can be traded for rank 8 battle materia, as well as Cracked Planet Cluster, which can be traded for rank 7 combat materia. And don't worry, if you do receive one of these, you will not have to roll for it in a loot table. Instead, it will just drop directly to your inventory after the monster has been defeated. So from here on out, I'm gonna fast forward all the traveling just to be able to speed up this video. Okay, so it's important to note that hunt trains are not always happening. And when they are happening, they might not be happening on your current world server. So you might actually have to use the world visit option, which is located at one of the 3 starting cities' main aetheryte crystal. But how would you know if a hunt train is currently happening? If there is one, how would you know if it's on your world server? Or if you're going to have to world visit temporarily? Well, there are a few common resources that a lot of players use. One of those ways is an in-game service known as cross-world link shells. And what these are is they are in-game chat channels that players can join and speak to other players within other world servers within the data center that they're playing on. So a good example of this is, even though I'm a player from the Goblin server, I could join a cross-world link shell that could have players from Balmung or Coral and Brunhilde all in the same link shell. So what a lot of players will do is they'll use the world visit service and temporarily visit each one of the worlds in their data center. And from there, head to Limsa Luminsa and ask if they could join a hunt link shell. Another resource that a lot of players use is actually an application not associated with Square Enix. And that's an online chat program known as Discord. So this is a web-based application that players can use via computer or smartphone or tablet. Basically any device that can access a website. Although this is a great resource that you can use to voice chat with other players, it is not necessary to have a microphone in order to access the app, because they do have the ability to text-based chat as well. And just like if you wanted to find a cross-world link shell, if you wanted to find a Discord channel that has hunt trains on it, you can head to Limsa Lominsa and ask around there. And it should be very easy to join one, because usually these Discord servers have hundreds of players in them. So once you've joined a few cross-world link shells devoted to hunt trains, as well as your data center's hunt train Discord server, all you have to do is wait for announcement of a hunt train starting, and then find out what world it is currently going to be on, and then world visit to the corresponding hunt train. Just make sure that you check the party finder in order to join the hunt train. More often than not, shouting to join the party will usually be a wasted endeavor because of how fast these groups move from monster to monster. Generally speaking, the party leaders won't have enough time to go around and manually invite people. So they usually just open up a party finder and let people join them instead. So let me take a moment real quick to discuss map markers. So the organizers of the hunt train will generally shout map markers into the chat. This is easily done by opening up a map window and then holding down Control and then right-clicking on a location on the map. This will give the leader a flag link for their chat. So at this point, they will shout that flag link, and any participant who clicks that chat link will then get a duplicate flag on their own personal map as well. This is how hunt trains coordinate to the whole group where each of the S-rank monsters are. So any player that joins can easily find where they have to go. So it's important that all players know how to create red flag markers for the map. That way, any new players that join into the group via Party Finder can be updated on the location of the whole hunt train. Because generally speaking, the leader of the hunt train will use shout, and a new party member might not be in range for the shout. So once the hunt train is over, we're going to teleport to Yulmore, and from the Aetheryte Crystal, we're going to head west and speak to Thex, the materia vendor. And from there, we can trade cracked planet clusters for rank 7 combat materia, and cracked stella clusters for rank 8 battle materia. And there we go. As you can see, it's very easy to farm for materia, and really the only hard part is to find and join these cross-world link cells and Discord servers. But once you find them, it's actually quite easy. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider smashing that thumbs up button. Hit that subscribe and ring that bell for notifications on future videos that I might be posting. And until next time, take care. Goodbye.